Hello, everybody. I thought I'd do another one of these videos since these seem to be getting more stuff. But also, technically, I'm actually going to get back into the game stuff here soon. I had plans, and I still technically have plans today to possibly do a stream of Shadow X, Sonic X Shadow Generations. I found out that it's on you can get it on the PS4. It's just Lynn bought it on the PS5. I technically have access with Lynn's PS4. I have Lynn's PS4 right now because she has a PS5, so it's a hand me down more or less. But basically, the whole point of the reason I'm bringing this up is because not only is it like just the hand like the that like I was hoping to try to stream on it again. Like I've done it before in the past, but it's been a while, and I don't have any of the headphones that we had back at the apartment. I have two new headphones that every time I've tried them, they have been asked. But like I tried during a practice to see if, say, one of them would have been good enough. But like one does not get any audio at all for the microphone, which I find this to be absolutely like what the hell. And the other one, uh, well, the other one that was working has kind of a static issue. Like I was about to stream just now. Like I was trying to stream like just a moment ago. Because I was going to stream, and then I was going to tell you about the fact that the stream was going to become like a thing. And what I'm going to do is starting with Sonic X Shadow, hopefully. If it falters again, I might still try to stream something, but it's going to be on the computer. Although I don't know what I want to stream on the computer, but I can probably find some. I mean, I got to research a game anyway, so I might just do that. If worst comes to worst, if I can't stream at Sonic X Shadow, then I'll probably just either play that on my own time or something. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do if I can't stream it, but or just wait till I can stream it. Like wait till I make sure I actually have a headset that doesn't suck, or a way to record audio. I might try. I could try something, but I don't really want to try. No, I don't think that'd work. I think it's the USB-C. It's like the wrong USB thing. I was like, wait, what if I put in that and tried my headphone and tried to hook it up to there where the controller was? But I think that's the wrong type of. The PS4 controller has like the wrong type of back for that. Because it's the same one that goes to my phone, but I know the one behind my microphone can go to my phone. Which is probably how I'm going to do the second update video. That thing in the background is pissing me off. Because I don't know if the glitchy sound was because of that, or because of. It's either because of that, because of my. I put my Twitch on my phone so I could actually watch the viewers that way and make sure everything was good, like make sure all the sound was good, or because of something else. I don't know what was causing the constant feedback loop that was happening through it. It could either be the thing in the background that always pisses me off, that I have no control over, that's like a dehumidifier, or something. Anyway, long story short, in a couple hours, I'll wait until after that. That way also my hair could dry just in case it was my hair being wet was the problem. It's not impossible. I could just be stupid and just see my hair. The fact that I just got out of a shower and wanted to stream. I felt good wanting to stream. It could have been the thing. So instead I'm going to feel like crap after I eat some pizza. It'll be great. Also, yeah, there's pizza coming in a couple hours, so... yeah. Also, apparently, it's Super Bowl Sunday. I didn't know. I don't pay attention to sports. But that's why everyone's getting pizza. That's why we're getting pizza. I'm not going to watch the game. I'm going to probably be streaming. So if you have nothing better to do, I'm going to try to upload this like right now. So yeah. Also, I might start doing this as a Sunday update video. Also, I will let you know what games I'm thinking about researching for stuff. If people are interested in wanting me to play those for a stream instead of just hopefully a random new Sonic game, because I have that Frontier. I have Sonic X Shadow, Sonic Frontiers. I still need to finish. I had Part 1 already up, where I did all of World 1. I did World 1 and I finished World 1, and I still like Worlds 2, 3, and 4 and 5 left to play the game. And also all the DLC that came out with it. And also Sonic Superstars is a thing, so I can also play that. So if there's no plans and the PS4 can work for this, those are my plans. That's my plans, is to just play Sonic, like those Sonic games. But if people would rather like these videos right here, if you comment and let me know one of the games I say on here that y'all want to see me play instead, I can try to work that in instead. Games I plan on researching this week. I know one game for sure because I have an idea for my lab game. The lab game I already have on this channel is going to have a major fix up. First of all, it's not going to be DV. Second of all, I'm going to make it more wrestling focused since it's going to be more based on Hybrid Heaven. So the moves will have more of a wrestling tone to them over that. I might also change the stats up. I explained my stats before, but I don't know if they're too complicated because of certain reasons, but we'll see. They also might fit better than I think, but we'll see. It'll be a we'll see moment. Anyway, so I just got a game that I wanted to look into called You Are Peter Shorts. It's about escaping a lab. And like almost like a weird brawl like fighting system or something like that. Maybe not brawl. It's got like a weird combat system to it. So like where you like do some different stuff. I don't know much about it. I heard about it from a Ant Dude like secondary channel video or something. It seemed kind of neat. I forgot to probably check to see if I should subscribe to that. Like they were like Ant Dude Plus or something like that. But anyway, it was like 30 indie games that, and I was like, okay, what are these indie games? Maybe some of them will be useful. And this one showed up, and I was like, oh, well, shoot, this one might actually be cool. So instead of so it's not going to change much from what I have, but maybe some of that. If there's any cool puzzles or any cool enemies or a cool mechanic, like you can swap out the stuff, I might keep that in mind for like equipment and stuff. So there could be something there. There could be something. Because I gotta replace the equipment, more or less. It's not going to be what it was. And like I said, it's going to be... I think the game will make more sense if the character is just completely unarmed. Also, it's going to be my Fox. One of my Fox characters. If I had a picture of him... Actually, I could probably get a picture of him right now. Give me a second. My characters. That's not right. It's can I swap cameras? I don't know if I can, but it's that character. I have a sprite being done of him from a person that I think is actually like really cool that I just met and does like they're doing like an Undertale like fan game kind of thing, but they do like really amazing sprite work and stuff like that. They did a Midnight sprite already, which I probably plan to use in the future. I have to find it. But yeah, if you're playing the demo now, the levels will be the same, but the entire everything else will be a little bit different, basically. Like, that's basically kind of what I'm thinking right now. Shoot, I've hit all the wrong buttons. I need to go here. And technically it's here is where it's currently at. Should be here. Here we go. These are the sprites that I got from the same person, so they look really well done. Look at that. Look how beautiful they are. Even got a little demon, like a special like demon tail with like the heart and everything. Really good stuff. So I'm hoping to get another sprite of my fox done like that, basically. It's gonna be for RPG Maker. I already explained how RPG Maker is my thing. But anyway, so You Are Peter Shorts is going to help me get more ideas for the lab game. I was trying to do some research on some Harry Potter games recently. If the PlayStation could work, I could do an entire playthrough of Hogwarts Legacy again. I've actually sat down and played that one on my own time, between like I did it like during the last year where I was like completely off streams for a long while. Like I wasn't streaming for a long while because I didn't know how to. Like I had no means to, and I didn't want to stream off my brother's PlayStation 4. So, and it's a good thing too because that PlayStation 4 got moved, and now I have this one. So, but it has a lot more games, so there's a lot more stuff. But Hogwarts Legacy is on here too because I bought it. So, yeah, I bought it digitally, so I straight up just I have access because I used my account and stuff. I just deleted my account off of it when I was told we were the PlayStation was being taken away. To basically go back to my older brother that does not live with me. Because I have two brothers. My oldest one still lives with me. Well, I live with the family, and he lives with the family, basically. So, my older brother currently has an apartment, and he's got to go through like what he can. But yeah. Anyway, also technically, here's a fun thought experiment. If you're listening to this, here's a fun thought experiment. Because this is something I was going to have to kind of help me with my thing. Now, Donald, I've had inspiration to have Donald kind of have powers. Like Donald Life Hope. I know it's basically, if you know this channel and know the fact that my username used to be Donald V2, it's my name. But, see, I had like DV, which is like now David Vex. That was supposed to be my OC, but then this became my first soda, for lack of better terms. And then at that time when me and my ex made this character, it was because I was gonna have like a couple different people based around my name. Like DV was my like initials. Then the furry fox would have been Donald and that. But I never really developed this character. Most I've developed this character is from a weird game I have on my phone. That's it's a very weird game, but I don't know if I'll say what it's called because it's more of a mature game. But it's a really good mature game. It's got like full customization and stuff like that. If you want to know more about it, hit me up. I might tell you in the comments. But anyway, that's like the most I've ever developed that character because the moment I tried to do anything with that character, we always shifted the story to Marty because Marty was more like Jet and my ex really liked Jet. So I never got to develop them or DV or the other character that I had to name after. That character's probably gone, but Donald Live Hope is still a character. Anyway, so regardless, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what got me to that tangent because I know I had to explain that because of reasons. Anyway, so when I was kind of building some of his power sets up, I was like, well, what if he was kind of like a mix of all the evolutions power set wise? So he would have like, this also means he have dark and light powers with the fairy type and like the fairy type powers and the dark powers. So he would also make for a good like Jack from Jack and Dexter. And more or less, Jack from Jack and Dexter is a good comparison because in the first Jack and Dexter game, you have like all these different elements you have and stuff like that too. So, again, a good example. It's like fire. It's like having all the elements: fire, water, ice, lightning. Like water and ice almost sound the same, but they can still be different, like in Pokemon. So yeah, also Pokemon's technically, honestly, probably to me, I think the combat mechanics in a Pokemon game are some of the most solid RPG, like turn-based RPG mechanics you could have. Very simple, very just understandable, and technically I might switch my stats over to something similar to that, where it's just like special attacks do special damage and regular attacks do attack damage. That way characters can be more, I can keep characters being unique with their weapon types. Instead of having force everybody to have a melee weapon and a gun of, like a melee weapon and a ranged weapon. Also, every time I try to implement to where they have both, there's issues because, like, these are some ideas I was having last week. I'm going to kind of explain them. I was trying to work on a game based off of this book. And this one, I was like, this is like, I've been wanting to kind of have like a Harry Potter type story for a while. I don't know what I was going to do with it, but like a school setting like Harry Potter would have been cool. I have there's like 3 RPGs for Harry Potter on the Game Boy, 2 of them on the Game Boy Color and 1 on the Game Boy Advance. I played the first one on Game Boy Color a long while back, and I just watched a video recently to refresh all my knowledge on it and write down notes. So I kind of know what happens in that game pretty well. So I was going to make a story about that for DV. Turns out, like, I really couldn't come up with a good plot or a good reasoning for it, besides just DV going to school trying to solve a mystery. So, and honestly, like, it doesn't really going to have digital diving because I wanted to be more focused in the school, so. But while I was trying to plan it out, and also for the Donald game, the lab game, I had this idea. Oh, and also the thought experiment. Okay. We'll come back to that thought experiment in a second because I'm going to finish this tangent first, then we'll come back to that thought experiment. I ramble. That's why these things end up being almost an hour long every time. I don't mean them to be. But hey, you know what? If I don't stream today, at least I have this video. So, there's that. But hopefully more gameplay content in the future. The general idea of the gameplay content was I was going to stream for like 3 hours and cut it into 30-minute chunks real fast. It'd be like boop, 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 and render it all and have 6 little videos I could upload every day. And then on Sunday, I would stream again. And I'd have these little update videos on Sundays. So I'd stream on Sundays and have these little update videos to kind of tell you how I'm doing. So it'd be like a weekly thing. Oh, also, since I haven't really posted updates since then, the little Pokemon trading card thing, where we tried to do the little tournament, it actually went pretty well. I got 2nd place, which is impressive due to the fact that we missed the first round because we were late because we had car troubles. But I got 2nd place with a 2-1 ratio. There was like 3 rounds. And only one guy got better, and honestly, we dueled him afterwards, and he still, like, the deck he brought for the tournament specifically, he wiped the floor with both me and Lynn. Lynn only didn't get second place because the first duel was me versus her, and I was able to luck out a victory. Our decks are practically evenly matched, so that being the case is actually kind of impressive. Um, so basically, what ends up happening, the ideas I've had this week have been. Let's start with the lab escape game first. The lab escape game, with that one, I had the thought of making it kind of more like Hybrid Heaven, but with a twist. Since I kind of want exploration and like trying to find the hidden treasures and secret rooms and stuff to be kind of a thing. Although I lose the secret rooms like later, but like just finding like harder to reach spots and stuff, and not try to go through the whole level like as fast as possible to be kind of a thing. What I thought would be a good idea would be to have little crystals hidden throughout the thing. My first idea was to have the crystals give you a choice of any of the 8 evolutions, and then from there it would give you a wrestling move. Like if you choose one evolution, you'd get a stat boost, and then a wrestling move based off what that evolution would do. That was a thought experiment. If all the evolutions had wrestling moves, what would they be? And it'd have to be like, if I used all 4 stats, I would have a strike move for strength, a skill move based off of diving moves, like off the top rope, body presses, basically jump kicks. It's how it would work in like a quick combat setting. It's just like running kicks, jump kicks, stuff like that. The third one would be a spell, which was easy because all the evolutions have magic. So that would be easy to come up with. I'd change the name, obviously. It wouldn't be like Shadow Ball, it'd be like Shadow Blast or something like that. And then even if like 2 characters had like the same move, I'd call it something different if I just based it off of if I based it off Pokemon alone. An idea I've been having for a long while, because even I could make a move like Growl into intimidation down, but also an int attack, and call it like intimidate. Tail wag, like booty shake for like a seduction like attack. Stuff like that. Same, also intelligence, but yeah. But I would make a charm, but charm was already doing a lot on its own, so it'd be an intelligence thing instead of that. Also, for like people that actually want to build stats, also like if I add it to where you can customize stats purely, I still rather have charm be the luck stat, because people that be all about like beauty and stuff would probably care more about that stat than any other the luck stat. If I made the luck stat a luck stat, nobody would care about the luck stat. Also, we have like a D&D sheet here that has 6 stats. The only 2 things that's missing is that, and I replaced Constitution with Speed, basically, and then everything else is basically the same as you see here. This is Claire's sheet, and I'm going to make Claire based off the bird people in Strixhaven, because they have the one thing that I've been wanting to see in that is basically the feet has wings, can fly, and they can fly for like they can fly for the same speed as your walking speed, which is perfect. So, and like Claire's able to fly from the get-go, and I'll probably give Midnight the same feat because her wings are big enough to fly, so basically just the ability to fly from the get-go and like not have to worry about anything. It's like, yeah, it probably a little bit overpowered because I don't know they can fly, but if you knock them off a cliff, they still have to recover before they can fly. And also, one, I don't even care about death in D&D, so I probably would be like very, very, very unconscious, basically, unless it made perfect sense. But at the same time, I'm going to try to make it to where it doesn't have to be that bad. Anyway, so, and then the intelligence stat for the wrestling game was going to be for like slams. Like big slam. Also, if you see my finger, I apologize. I have a nail problem. I'm going to try to keep that off screen. But I've noticed that my hand comes up a couple times. I don't know if it shows the troublesome spot, but yeah. That's why I'm not doing as much hand motion right now as I would typically do. Anyway, yeah, that's basically what my original plan is. If it doesn't do that, then I'll just have wrestling moves be attack and spell moves be special. But comment question of the day: if Evolutions had wrestling moves, what would they be? What would you think would make some good Evolutions wrestling moves? Which Evolution and which wrestling move? More or less. Specifically, I'm going to focus on the 5 that actually have stones evolutions. So that's Flareon, Jolteon, Vaporeon, Glaceon, and Leafeon. And what I'm probably going to do is steal an idea here is either you pick up the crystal and you choose which of the what element you want, or you pick up a crystal and it's a crystal of a certain type, and then you get a move from that. Now, I could just do it to where you pick up the crystal and you get a certain move, or I could have it to where you choose what type of move. If I decide to keep the stats, if you think the stats sound cool with the way they are, which is like strength for attack, skill for rage, or fancy attacks, like basically think D&D, except wisdom does all magic and intelligence is for job-based skills or would typically be charisma moves, like talking and stuff like that. Like strategy moves or job-based skills, basically, like a medic or a mechanic or something like that, or a musician or something, just whatever. If you like that, I could still possibly work with that. It's just complicated. And if we go with that route, I probably have like each crystal either choose one of 4 moves or skip out the thing and have like each little crystal choose one of 4 things. With RPG Maker VXA specifically, I can only do choices of 4 unless I have next. But if I have a choice of 5, then I'll just take out either water or ice or combine them. So yeah. But again, for the meantime, just in case, what would be some cool that? Also, for the other game, I was thinking something along the lines of every time you pick up every time you complete one of the classes for the thing, it would get you a new skill, and you could choose what type of skill you got from it based off of those 4 stat, based off which stat you want to do. And you can have like a whole game where your build is just one stat. The only problem I have with that is unless I make it to where each character has like specific moves that are both physical attacks, like stronger physical moves that use strength and skill. If I have it to where they try to equip between the 2 weapons, and you have to have one or the other weapon equipped in order to do it, that's going to be really, really difficult to work with. Because, like, if you choose to have, like, a build between, like, strength and skill, by the way, like, let's just use that for an example. You would have access to your other moves. If it was still DV, I'd have it be glitches for intelligence. But what would his skill be? If it was like he had to pick up a gun and start shooting it, where like if he has a sword equipped, he can't use the gun techniques. And I could easily set that up, but then like if you like go with a strength and skill build, then half your techniques at all times are like off limits. You have like half your techniques are swords and half your techniques require a gun. You have to have one or the other. You can't really have both. So it could be a good strategy thing, or I just have to change everything to make sure that you still have skill moves while DV is using a sword. Because technically, I kind of find DV could be a weapon master where you can use like multiple weapons, but again, that's like very complicated right away. Also, I think yesterday I ended up changing my mind, or like last night or like a couple nights ago, I ended up changing my mind anyway, because technically, if DV gets his own solo games, it's probably going to be based around the Undertale Deltarune stuff, especially Deltarune. The Dark World has a very high, like, this is a digital world vibe. So, Undertale would be him stuck in the digital world. Deltarune would be him going back to the digital world with friends. That's how I see it. So, but the Harry Potter games, I can have that be Claire. And the whole reason she's looking so hard into a mystery is because it makes for a good scoop. She's a journalist, so it makes for a good scoop. Also, I technically have some decent sprites from RPG Maker MV I want to use for some of these characters. They might at least work good as a temporary thing for a while. But also, I also thought of having the Harry Potter stuff be good for Midnight, but I need to find an RPG that's about like diving into people's minds, but like a turn-based RPG, not Alundra would be a good example. That one's like a Zelda like where you could dive into people's dreams. Very good idea, but yeah. Anyway, I've rambled long enough. I'm gonna probably end this now. Like long story short, games I plan on researching. If I can't get Sonic working tonight, I might do You Are Steve, whatever his name was. I forgot. I always forget this guy's name. I know it's Steve. Oh, Peter Shorts. I'm completely wrong. You are Peter Shorts. If I can't stream Sonic, I'll stream that tonight. If not, I will research that on my own time. If people want to see me stream that, that also could work. If people want to see me, other games I might research. I know I still got to research an Animorphs RPG. That exists. Heard about that recently. Gotta research it because it's gonna probably help me with a RP, like a story that I try to roleplay with a friend of mine on Discord. Might be their game, more or less, their solo adventure. Trying to think of what else I need to research. I know there's technically, I still need to go back to Caldecca, Shadow Hearts, and Terizia, but I'm like partway through all three of those games. So if I streamed them or continued them, they would be from the middle, possibly. So that'd be a little awkward. I could like stream them on the side and like not really upload them to YouTube. Although I'd want to upload them to YouTube. That would be complicated. Those ones would be complicated. I could also do more Harry Potter games. Like I just got done beating the first one for PS2, like yesterday. I just sat down and beat it. If people want me to, I can play through it again, or I can start from the Chamber of Secrets and go forward. Either both for the Game Boy Advance or for the other thing, and also the RPGs. I did play a little bit of the second RPG, the Chamber of Secret one, but I don't remember what happened, so I'll probably have to restart it anyway. So, there's that. Jersey, I'm not that far in, so I could restart it, but it'd still be a hassle because I still have to do the first part again, and it'd be annoying. But I also know of a trick this time, so. Oh boy. I know of a trick, and it's game breaking. But it's also almost super necessary because the game gets really hard and gives you barely anything to heal with or explains anything, and it's stupid. It's not good. Reason I'm like iffy on, but if I did play through it, it wouldn't be that hard to get back to where I was, especially if I used the trick. And that one would be based. That one would be good for a different like little story. Also, I found some games called Drakengard. I tempted to try those games out. I might research them on my own, or I could do that for that. I know the third one. I saw I'm not making anything of like with these updates. I'm being real as I could be. So I'm not like trying to put up like a character or anything like that. I'm just trying to be like me. I'll talk like normal. If I don't want to say somebody's name, it's because either I forgot it or something. So, like I said with before, Antu Plus was where I got your Peter Shorts. That's where I learned about that. And with this, it's Proton. I watched Proton John stream. He played Drakengard 3 for like 30 minutes on a cookie. And I got some ideas based off that. The problem is, I think it's a PS3 game, and I can't do nothing with that. But I did find a way to possibly play the first two. I'm going to double check to make sure it works. But if people want to watch that, I can. I know nothing about the series. But if the series is good, I could use it for a medieval story based around one Final Fantasy II and two one Final Fantasy II, like actual Final Fantasy II, the one with the really bad system. I've already beat it a long time ago. I'm not playing that again. I don't want to touch the top Final Fantasy II with a 10-foot pole, unless it's made like a normal ass level up system for that game someday. Like no, or they like remade it. Look, I won't touch it if they make a Strangers of Paradise remake of it. If they do something like that, because Stranger of Paradise feels like it was supposed like to be like Final Fantasy 1 HD. Like a Final Fantasy HD remake. That's what I thought. I'm a little wrong with that, at least from what I could tell. But it almost is that. And that is kind of cool. So if they do that with Final Fantasy 2 or something like that, some kind of action-y game, if it's an action game, you can technically have your little weird system with it, but you know what I mean. If they do that, it would kind of be cool. But otherwise, whatever. But it's also going to go with Majora's Mask and Hero Quest Rise of the Dark Moon. Or Dread Moon. It's called Rise of the Dread Moon. Right. Campaign. That's where we got this little knight figure. That's where half our character stuff comes from for the little Hero Quest campaign we have. Anyway. So, Drizia is for the Hero Quest campaign, the main one. Final Fantasy II will be Rise of the Dread Moon, and the whole premise of it is basically being rebels trying to rise up against the Empire. Kind of some Jack 2 stuff, but probably in medieval times. Which is why I was looking at Drakengard and being like, hey, would you work? Do you work? And it was going to be like medieval DV and stuff like that. Also, I know I just went to a whole spiel before, but ever since like a week ago, I started going down this thought process. My brain is weird. I should have did this like 10 minutes ago, but I have to get this out. My brain is weird because one day I'll be thinking this is perfect, and then I'll find flaws in it, and then I'll be like, all right, well, I'm going to change everything, and now it's over. Now it's this. After I told you all about the dang timeline thing, last week, I had like a thought process of like, well, technically I role played a bunch of stories before. Why don't I just use some of those stories that I role played before? Some with my ex, but without her, without their characters. Some with my brother in the past, but I don't remember them very well. And some with like my friend all the way back when I lived in New Mexico. Back when I was like less than 10, because I moved to Michigan when I was 10. Also this one role play story that me and my brother did that I completely forget about, but again, it would be a really good story. Where it's like the DV fighting force, but slightly different. It was like the DV fighting force. It was basically just the DV fighting force. That's all it was. It was a really good story. It was really fun, but it basically Stacy DM'd me role playing like my entire party, basically my entire cast of heroes. So a really cool story. I don't remember nothing except for how it started, and technically kind of where we ended it. And one quest we did where we did like this whole like journey across like this whole thing. But either way, after I started thinking of that and started thinking like certain things, which is now why DV is not the hero of the lab game, is because I might have this set to one timeline again. And the Fallout stuff is just stuff that's happening because I already figured out what the Jets thing is. The Jets the stuff is well, Jets in the military. Like, okay, to explain that one is, my brother did this campaign for me a while back where it was just Jet and like two other people. And this was like Jet in the military doing his own thing. And he had like a friend in there, and then that was it. This was like, it was going to be for the Fallout timeline, but use the Fallout system. But technically, this could just be Jet in the military and stuff like that. And I could just try to work that in, like Jet gets forced into the military, maybe with DV or maybe with some other people. Not sure yet. Haven't figured that part out. Haven't figured that. Like, basically, that question lies on if DV also gets trapped and goes with him, which is a possibility, which could lead to Breath of Fire Dragon Quarters, which could be really fun and stuff. So there's that. Yeah. No. Anyway. Well, the concept will be fun. Me having to go through Breath of Fire Dragon Quarters, which is another game I technically need to research, which I do have to start that one over for reasons. It would be a pain. I also gotta finish. There's like so many games I gotta finish. There's like so many games. Mostly like PS2 and under. Thousands of games I need to sit down and beat. Mostly RPGs or longer games. Or games that are like actually like create a character games and you just like go on this whole journey. There's a whole lot of those that I need to sit down and play through. But they take a while. If people want to watch me stream those, the option's there. Let me know. I said the ones that are right now. But if other people want me to play other ones, let me know. We'll go down that rabbit hole of streaming those. Otherwise, like I said, if I get this to work, I have that. If not, I'll find something. I'll find something to stream on Sundays and just use my microphone, since my microphone and my normal streaming setup actually works. But again, I'll give it a couple hours, eat some pizza, and maybe I'll be live later today. That's it. I went through a whole spiel. So, also let me know if you think the 4-stat system is too complicated. If so, I'll just switch it over to attack defense, special, and special defense kind of thing. Otherwise, there you go. That's the video. Bye-bye.